Hear that beep? Got another RV project, I think. I first started hearing this a couple days ago, and after being very confused where it was coming from, I realized it's coming from down below the refrigerator. And red light. Quite frankly, I didn't even know there was anything down there. But it turns out, yeah, that's nice. Turns out that's a propane alarm. So that is the end of life monitor warning. It says this thing is too old, you got to change it. So that's what I'm going to do. What I have here is the exact same unit, but I purchased it from Amazon. I was able to get the model number right off of there. It's a little hard to read, but took a photo of it. Found the right thing on Amazon. $53, I think, delivered to the door. It's not very thick, just a simple power and neutral wire. Now, what's interesting about this is it says you're supposed to replace every 5 years, but mine in the unit, you know, this one has got to be going on 8 years, and it seemed to last for almost 8 years before it started complaining to me. So another thing I find really interesting is several years ago, I came out to the same building and I smelled propane. And, you know, started digging around a little bit. I looked at the propane level in the RV and I realized that for all intents and purposes, the propane tank is pretty much completely leaked out. Turned out that was a regulator, went bad. And what's more entertaining is, you know, my entire propane tank leaks out through the regulator. I don't know how long it took. I'm sure it took many days. But this alarm never went off. Never once did that thing go off. So, you know, do I really feel all that secure with this? Not really. You know, I can smell propane, right? I can smell it at the stove. I can smell it anywhere I go. Do I really need an alarm that isn't going to do much for me? I'm not sure, but it's in the RV. So I'm going to be a good owner here, and I'm going to replace it. I want to make sure everything in this RV is top-notch, because a day will come when we're going to want to sell it. And I want to make sure everything is working. So let's get it replaced. Well, pulled it out of the box. Yep, pretty simple. Just 2 bare wires here. Willing to bet I pulled the old unit out. We're going to find out I just got 2 wire nuts connecting it. So if it's that simple, I'm not sure I'm even going to bother turning off the 12-volt power. But let's pull the old one out and see what we got. Well, I'm trying to illuminate this as best I can. This is made very difficult. The way they have this in here, you can see back here, here's that black and red wire going in. This thing is magnetized. Get that off of there. Anyways, this wire is really tight. I can't get to the end of it. It's all strapped down apparently. I have a mirror in here. I'm trying to, maybe you can see it there. I don't know. If you look in the mirror image, see there's a screw that's kind of holding that all strapped down. So I have figured out, as usual with this RV, everything is one of these square hex things. The problem is I got no room to work here. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get this on there and try and get that screw out, but I'll see what I can do. Well, is what I came up with. So I just got a little 1/4-inch socket wrench, actually a 1/4-inch socket, and then I put that driver bit in there, and I actually used a little electrical tape around that bit so it wouldn't, this thing won't slide out of here. So I know it's gonna drop out once I get it inside there. So let me fight with this, see how this works out. Well, I finally got that screw out of there. I had to be a contortionist, but I finally got it out. That's it right there. Just holding these wires down. But I still got a piece of tape in there. Let's see it. I got some just electrical tape. Let's see if I can get it exposed. Back in there, some electrical tape. I got this thing. See, this thing is still pinned on it. So there's some electrical tape that has that around here. There it is. You can see electrical tape. So I have to cut that electrical tape yet to get this thing freed up a little bit. But it is just wire nuts. connecting those together. So I'll get that tape cut carefully without cutting any wires. That's the trick now. And okay, so I unplugged the RV from the 30 amp outlet and turned off the battery switch, and sure enough, this is now dead, so we don't have 12 volts here anymore. So I can disconnect this and connect the new one, get this thing put back in. Well, I found out these are called crimp caps. I didn't know that. I've never seen those before. So I decided I would use the same technique, so I got some crimp caps. And the other thing I found was the manufacturer date on my new alarm is March of 23. Right now it was late October 23. And this one is actually, looks like October of 2014. So that went from October of 2014 until October of 2023 before the end of life alarm started to signal. And so there, I got about 9 years out of it, whatever that's worth. All right, I'll finish hooking this up. Okay, got it hooked up, and I got the 12 volt back on. Looks like it's working okay. So all I gotta do is put it back together.